Good morning, adventurers. My name is Ben, and welcome to a morning show where I sit around, drink some tea, and talk about D&D. First up for T&D today, we have this here mug thing, which I now am realizing is not actually a mug. It's like a portable soup bowl kind of deal. At least that's what I always used it for. I got this a very long time ago, originally to make SpaghettiOs in. That's a real story. It's not a good story, but it is a real one. But inside of it, in spite of the fact that it is a bowl, actually, I have some tension tamer. I ran out, so I threw away the box because I had a bunch of barely full boxes that I am now done with. There we go. I need to go buy some more tea, is really what it comes down to. But we're not here to talk about my weird drink vessel choices or the fact that I had a bunch of open boxes of tea. No, instead, we're here to talk about something that is actually related to the day that it is, Third Party Thursday. But first, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that yesterday's episode didn't post. I sat down to shoot this, and immediately beforehand, I realized that it just told me that it had failed. So I'm going to try and figure out what the deal with that is once I finish shooting this, and hopefully it will be coming out at the same time. But if not, I'm going to keep working on it, try and figure out what is wrong with it. I'm hoping it's just like an internet issue and not like a corrupt file or something, because I want to get that content to you guys. But we'll see. Whatever. Not the point. Let's get into what we're talking about today. Third Party Thursday. I know I already did the holiday gift guide for this year, but it is the holiday week here, and it is Thursday, which means that I think the best thing to do is to go over some of my favorite third-party supplements, third-party companies, etc., that you could be getting your loved ones for the holidays. I know we are coming right up on them, but we still got a little bit of time, enough time to get online, order this, get it shipped to you, get it wrapped up, and put under a tree, put in piles, put in, I don't know, wherever you put your presents. For whatever holiday it is you are celebrating. So let's go ahead, let's dive in. I have 5 of them here. These are in no particular order, but the first 2 that I have, because I'm going on the order that I stacked them against the wall next to me in, the first 2 I have here are slightly less well known. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with those 2. First up, this is the Epic Legacy Core Rulebook from 2C Gaming. They are exactly what they sound like. They are Epic Legacy books, which means that they are over level 20 books. If you are playing with somebody who likes to play high level games, somebody who really likes to engage in those upper level games, or really likes to, see some super powered monsters, this whole series of books is really good. But the core rulebook also has prestige class options for you and your players, or your players or you and your dungeon master, whoever's getting the book. For all of the 12 core classes of 5th edition D&D, plus this one does have, extra rules and stuff like that, relics, encounters, etc., for the high level player characters that you're going to have, which is why this is such a good book. So this is sort of your building block. They have the Tome of Titans, and I'm drawing a blank on what the other one was called. But the Tome of Titans, I've gone over on the show before. I've gone over this one on the show before. The Tome of Titans is pure monsters, and the pure monsters are scary, honestly. But this is a really interesting, kind of fun book to get to play around with, because it does boost you up to those levels that, you don't really get to go to very often. And in my opinion, this is the best upper level supplement that I have found thus far in out on the market. They do a really fantastic job without just like dipping you into additional subclasses or something like that. It really does feel like they are actually building upon the class that is there, so that you aren't just sort of like, okay, and continuing forward, I guess. So Epic Legacy, core rulebook in particular, but Tome of Titans, and I think it's the campaign guide is the other one. They're all fantastic books. I highly recommend them. In particular, this is a good one to start off with to see if you like it. Again, 2C Gaming. 2C Gaming, you can find it, I think, on their website, definitely on DriveThruRPG, if not. So go check them out. Good stuff. One down. Number 2. I've talked about this one on the show before too, and now I'm all fuzzy, so you can't actually see it when I go ahead and bring it out here, which is too bad, because The cover art on this thing is gorgeous. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Those Who Wander. Let's see if I can get it to refocus on me. Those Who Wander. I've talked about this one on the show before. It is a fantastic book. It is actually technically D&D adjacent. It has a slightly different system in place. It uses a microscopically different system than the actual proper, like, 5th edition rule set. God, this thing is not refocusing for me. But it is totally applicable to your 5th edition rules here, which makes it a lot of fun to get to play with. What I really like about this thing is it provides an alternative to the level up system. And that alternative is in sort of a level up tree instead of a level up line, the way that regular 5th edition actually works. It sort of combines a little bit of the older prestige ideas with a new twist on it that actually like works well with 5th edition. Additionally, past that, they have a special kind of like legacy weapon system where everybody starts with a specific kind of item that can level up with them as they go, which is a really, really helpful piece to have to help really build out a story, if that is the kind of story that you're going for, which oftentimes can be a really cool one to get to play with. I cannot for the life of me get this thing to refocus. I'm so sorry. There we go. Now that I'm saying it, it actually worked. So here we go. There we go. Cover art, gorgeous stuff. And again, this is such a cool book, and it is a fat book too. The pages are nice and thick, and it is 475 pages long. So it is a hefty guy here, and I'm a big fan of it. I backed this one on Kickstarter. I wrote one of the monsters in here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. What did I call that thing? Because I know that I changed it because I wrote it for a campaign that I was running originally, and I really, really liked it. And so there we go, the Glacial Ram. I made that one. I made that one right there. And they were great to work with. And so it's a cool book. It's got a lot of stuff like that in there. But it's cool. I highly recommend this one. I really like it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it when I finally put together a campaign that can use this kind of system a little bit better. But until then, I'm just gonna keep reading it because I do like it a lot, and I've broken it out several times to just kind of flip through because it's a lot of fun. So number 2 down. Number 3, man, this one kicks way back to the beginning of Third Party Thursday. It remains one of my absolute favorite third party books, period. This here, The Griffin Saddlebag, Volume 1. This maybe was the first Third Party Thursday I did. I think it was. If not, it was the second one. This is such a good book. If you don't know who The Griffin Saddlebag is, check them out on Instagram. They are so cool. They do such good work. They're actively working on getting their second book out right now. It has been kickstarted. It's been fully funded. It's been all of that. And so you could probably get a pre-order in for the second book as a Christmas present as well, in addition to just kind of, the regular book. But they make these incredible magic items. They make some really cool subclasses in this book as well. In addition to, let's go ahead and just take a look-see here, make sure I get it all. Some really awesome settings. That's right. This thing has some super, super rad settings at the end of it. It is a skinny little guy here, but it has, I believe, 365, because they make an item a day on Instagram, 365 different magic items, a different subclass for each of the core 12 classes, and I want to say it's 4 different settings, 3 or 4 different settings, and they are all so well thought out and so excellent. This is the deluxe cover. It is the faux leather gilded edge cover. It makes me so happy, and it will make you happy too. I promise. It's so cool. Their stuff is only available to all of their stuff is only available to patrons or people who have the books to see all of it. So this is one of those good ways to actually get into it and support them directly with a hardcover copy. There we go. Griffin Saddlebag. Cannot recommend it enough. I love it so much. Truly so much. So There you go. Number 3, Griffin Saddlebag. Number 4, again, should not come as a surprise to anyone. I'm just going through my favorites here. So you've heard me say this before. You'll hear me say it again. I am sure none of these are going to be major surprises to you. But number 4 here, obviously, got to go with Grim Hollow. Grim Hollow makes some incredible stuff. Ghostfire Gaming, publishes these books. They are incredible. They are phenomenal. It started off with the campaign guide, extended to the player's handbook, as well as the Monster Grimoire, which I reviewed earlier this season. They push out some absolutely stellar work. To me, the standout, in addition to the monsters, is the transformations that they have in this one and in the player's book. They are absolutely phenomenal. They are so well thought out. They are mechanically sound, which is a big thing, and they give you some really awesome ways to augment your game. When I say transformations, I mean that the players can be undergoing these really intense, cool transformations, like werewolf, vampire, angel, fae, like all of these different things. They can be going through those, and Grim Hollow has good rules for them. It has really, really fantastic rules for them, actually. In addition to that, they have some really awesome subclasses in the player's book that I personally just adore. I think that they are so much fun, and I can't say enough good things about it. Ghostfire Games really, really is knocking it out of the park with these things. They had an adventure recently on Kickstarter called Citadel of the Radiant Sun, I believe, and I'm excited to get my hands on that one eventually. But the second that they even announce more core books, if they do, I'm going to be buying them up. Like, this is top of my list. Easily top 3, if not my absolute favorite supplements that are being made out there, because they are just so good and they're so well balanced. They're so well thought out. If you're into horror, even like at an adjacent level, this is it for you. This is where you want to land. So, Grim Hollow from Ghostfire Gaming. These ship from Canada, for whatever that's worth to you. So they do take a touch longer. So if you're going to be getting them, I would take a look at that sooner rather than later. But there's that one. And finally, we come to the one that is probably the most commonly talked about in general. Not necessarily on this channel, but in general. I know I have talked about all of these several times on the channel. Kobold Press. Kobold Press, in particular, I am a fan, obviously, of their Tome of Beasts and Tome of Beasts 3 that just came out recently. And I love very much because it is just as good as the first two, if not a little bit better. These bad boys are so good. Kobold Press does phenomenal work. Kobold Press understands 5th edition, in particular 5th edition monsters, better than Wizards of the Coast does. I would say that to the face of WotC designers, honestly. These guys know what they are doing. I've mentioned it many times on the show. It is not a secret. The CRs in all of the Kobold Press books, that includes the Tome of Beasts, the Creature Codex, etc., all of those are better rated, more accurately rated than the Wizards of the Coast monster stat blocks are. The threats provided in these books actually are threats for that level, as opposed to the slightly watered down versions that you get from Wizards. And so these things are stellar. The people who make these know what they are doing in terms of writing all of their stuff. This book in particular has over 400 monsters. The other two each have over 400 monsters. I believe the Creature Codex also has over 400 monsters. Are you noticing a theme here? There's a lot of monsters in each one of these things. And they make such good content. They also make a couple of adventure modules. They make the Tome of Heroes, which is so much fun. I am a big fan of the Tome of Heroes, even if it, I think, pales in comparison to the Tome of Beasts, just because of how stellar these things are. So go check them out. They are the supplements that you need if you're running any fantasy campaign in Dungeons and Dragons. They are so good. They are so good. They fill in every single gap that Wizards left, in addition to building on top of all the architecture that is there from Wizards. So, Kobold Press, Tome of Beasts, 1, 2, 3, Creature Codex, Tome of Heroes, etc., etc., etc. Anything from Kobold Press is so good. I cannot recommend them enough. And that is number 5, which means that we have come to the end of my list of 5 third-party supplements that you could be getting people for the holidays here. Highly recommend any one of those. I highly recommend pretty much anything I've talked about positively on this show before, which is most, if not all, of the ones that I have reviewed. Because, quite frankly, they're really good. They're all really good. People put a lot of work into them, and they're really good. But that's neither here. Well, that is kind of here. That is entirely here and there, I guess. But let's go ahead and let's get into the shows that we have for today. It is Thursday, which means in no particular order, we have Critical Role, Authors and Dragons, NADPOD, and LGBT D&D. Go check them out, guys. Let them know that I sent you, because again, someday somebody is going to say something to me about it, and I'm going to think that it is funny. But until then, I'm going to keep asking you to tell them that. But that's everything I have to talk to you guys about. So thank you so very much for making me a part of your morning routine. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much in particular to my subscribers. You guys are the ones that make this show possible. If you're interested in subscribing, check out the link in the episode description. Or if you are listening to me, get me wherever you get your podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts. Yep, that's it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this here second to last episode of Season 4. I'm really excited to wrap this one up with a bang tomorrow with Sandy Claus. But don't forget, everybody, drink tea, even if it's out of a bowl, play D&D, and keep on rolling.